and welcome to the LightHouse. My name is Thomas Graziano.
And I'm Ciarán O'Brien.
And later on, we're going to have Cathal Flaherty in the studio. He's going to be talking about his music. We're also going to be stopping by Croke Park to talk about Julie Manahan and the Croke Park Classics. Ciarán, have you ever been to Croke Park?
I was there once for a school final, like about 10, 12 years ago. But I've never actually played myself. I was just in the crowd that day.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it was like you were. Was the energy incredible? I've actually never been to Croke Park.
It was good enough. I think we ended up winning in the end. So it was like a party when we get back to the school afterwards. But yeah. You ever played actually?
Yes, I actually played for 3 years in the States. Chicago actually has 2 teams themselves, and big following. Surprisingly, did you play?
I've never played ever.
Really?
Ever.
I'm
more into basketball, which would be an American sport, and you've played Gaelic, which obviously be an Irish sport. So
that's actually really funny.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think. Well, I mean, I played goalie for the 3 years that I played.
it's a position.
Yeah, it's still on the field. So, but yeah, I've wanted to go to Croke Park for so long. It's like seems like a really incredible. It seems like the mega stadium of Dublin. You know, like very historic. And also we have Cathal Flaherty stopping by. Do you personally know Cathal, or is it just how do we get in touch with him?
I think it's Louis knows him through just the music scene itself.
Because I was gonna say I've heard a couple of his songs. He's incredible. Yeah. So
yeah, he's a nice deep voice.
Yes.
He's fairly Irish sounding as well, which is quite nice.
All right. Well, now we're gonna kick it off to Ciarán here doing an interview with Julie Manahan at Croke Park. Take it away.
So I'm here with Julie Manahan from Croke Park, and we're here to talk about the Croke Park Classic. So what made you bring that American football over to Ireland?
Well, as the home of Ireland's largest sporting and cultural organisation, the GAA, we have a proud history of bringing major sporting events to the stadium and to the city here. Some years ago we made a bid to the NFL for their International Games series, which around that time had become anchored really in London. So we saw an opportunity to develop an American college football games series, and we really just started conversations and discussions around that, and that has evolved into the inaugural Croke Park Classic taking place here this year in what we hope will become an American college football series of events for Croke Park and Dublin.
And could you tell us about the 2 teams that are coming over to play this year?
Sure, we're delighted to be hosting the open season game for Penn State University and the University of Central Florida. It's essentially going to be a home game for Central Florida, and both teams are going to be playing outside the United States for the first time in their history. So it's a very significant event for the colleges there and for their fans. Penn State have a very long tradition of playing football dating back about 128 years. And UCF have a hugely successful football program as well. Not as long a tradition, but they are on the back of a very successful season last year, having won their season outright and won the Fiesta Bowl in January of this year. So it's going to be a very exciting game for both of those. Penn State have a new coach this year, James Franklin. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting all those guys over on the 30th of August and to welcoming their fans and the audience here in Ireland who are going to be really interested. There's a good interest in the event from the Irish public. So yeah, we expect to have a full house here, 69,000 for American college football in August.
And is there many more events happening around Dublin for the event specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're very conscious that those who travel, particularly from the States, they're going to be coming for a few days, maybe longer. They may spend some time in Dublin and in the regions. So it's very, very important for us to involve all of the tourist partners in the city So the tailgate party, which is essentially the fan gathering on the eve of the game, that's going to take place in Dublin Castle on the Friday night before the game. And then on the morning of the game, the tailgate party, which again, another fan gathering before the event, and typically it takes place out of the open tailgates of their vehicles around the stadium in the States. But here we're going to take it right into the cultural heart of Dublin, Temple Bar, and give people a great experience of the city in the build-up to the game on the Saturday morning.
And is there somewhere we can go to find more information out if we need to?
Yes, absolutely. All the information around the game and any of the events that are going to be happening around it is available on our website, which is crokeparkclassic.ie. And again, we'd ask people to follow us on Twitter at Croke Park Classic, Facebook. So we're building up to what's going to be a great game, and looking forward to welcoming as many people as possible to join us.
Well, thanks very much, Julie. And don't forget, you can find out more information on www.crokeparkclassic.ie. And it's back to the studio.
So I'm here with Cathal Flaherty. Cathal, you've been in the music industry a few years now. Go back to the start. How did you get into it?
Well, I suppose I got into it when I was given a guitar for my 11th birthday. So that's 10 years ago in May. So I'll be playing guitar 10 years in May. I didn't start singing then until I was about maybe 16, 17. So I haven't been singing that long. I suppose I always loved music, really. So it just kind of was something I just kind of did naturally. Like, it's not something I just said I wanted to do. It just kind of...
Did it come from any family member, maybe?
Not really, no. I think it was just... I always was interested in music, so I had, artists that influenced me along the way, and I just kind of, just from listening to music as a kid, and even listening to music that my parents had, 20, 30 years ago, I always just found it something that I loved. And
yeah. And talking about listening to other artists there, is there any artists that you'd grow up with, to inspire you to write?
Yeah, there's loads. I mean, it's mad, because I suppose my mother would be, she loves like all the music that's out now in terms of, modern music, but back when I was a kid, she had the maddest CDs, and I just ended up listening to them because they were the only CDs in the house at the time, so I could listen to anybody, Neil Diamond, or, I could listen to maybe Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, they were all the ones. And then my dad was into the more kind of rock music, so I kind of had a bit of, there was Metallica there was Led Zeppelin, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, everything kind of, when I was a kid, kind of influenced me, yeah.
And you released one EP already.
Yeah.
How do you think that went for you in terms of getting your name out there?
I think it went pretty good, because it was just something I kind of decided to do when I started in college. It was just I felt it was the right time to record something, because I've been writing for a couple of years and I never really had the opportunity to record something properly. So when the opportunity came along, I was like, yeah, why not? And I think it went pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, and of course you had the release night was in the INEC Acoustic Club, wasn't it?
That was back in 2011.
And then you're from down in Killarney as well, which is obviously near the INEC.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think down there would differ in terms of if you were, say, Dublin born and trying to crack the music scene?
Dublin is a bit harder. I mean, I'm lucky in a way because I'm from Killarney. Killarney is a big town, but it's a small town.
Yeah.
Whereas Dublin, you've more of a chance of getting lost within the crowd, because there's so many different bands and artists around. So Killarney helped me a lot in terms of that. And of course we have the INEC, which is a pretty cool venue. So that also was a pretty good help.
And what would you think of, say, going on a talent show in order to find that breakthrough?
I think it's just, it suits some people and other people it doesn't suit. And you see that even yourself when you're watching them, some people might be good, but they wouldn't get through, and then you might see them playing somewhere else, and they could be amazing. And some people be the first people to say, "Oh, you should do this. You should go on this talent show," and then sometimes it doesn't work for them. And then there's other people that have just this different kind of a star talent that suits them down to the ground in terms of talent shows. But it just depends, on the person themselves and what kind of music they're more influenced by, and where they want to go in the music industry.
And is there plans for an album in the pipeline?
There is, yeah. I've actually started it pretty recently. My first proper album, I suppose, the EP was only a 5-track, so this is be a full album with the band, and it'll be out, I think, just before Christmas this year, so it's a good few months away. But
so it'll be in a lot of people's Christmas hampers.
I'll try and make sure it will be.
I better get sent one now.
You will, no worries.
You've played support for a lot of Irish and international acts within Ireland when they play.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, well, that's something that kind of just happened again. I didn't really go, emailing people saying, no, can I do this, can I do that, which is also a great idea because you never know what you could end up doing. But I got asked to support a couple of different acts around the place. They'd probably a lot of them will be more well known in Ireland than America, but there has been other acts like Bonnie Tyler. I ended up supporting her, but then Irish acts like Jack L, Heathers, De Laurentiis, Brezzy, and a couple of other people that have kind of. I mean, Ireland has a big but kind of a small music industry as well, so a lot of established artists and well-known ones try to help out other people as well, which is also a good thing. So that was a good thing for me as well, and with the INEC in Killarney and different places, like they're savage venues, and they could draw a couple of thousand people to some of these acts, and that's a great way to showcase myself as well.
And for the album that's meant to be out for Christmas, what can we expect on that?
I'm kind of going a different route with this one. Kind of with the EP I brought out, I mean that was 3 years ago, and I think in terms of my writing, because I wasn't even writing that long when I brought that out, my writing's kind of changed a little bit since then.
Probably matured, I guess.
Probably, yeah. I've probably learned a few more words. So I've been working kind of on trying to find the right sound for me, and I'm getting the producer in this time as well to help me. So it'll sound a little bit different. Like it won't be as rock poppy. It'll be more kind of alternative, I suppose, in a way. But I think it might work. Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully it does work.
Hopefully, I hope so too. To be honest.
Well, thanks very much for that interview, Cathal.
No worries at all.
And if you want to find more information about Cathal Flaherty, you can find it on his website, which is cathalflaherty.com. On Facebook, he's facebook.com/Cathal Flaherty Music. On Twitter, he's @Cathal Flaherty Music. And Cathal, you're going to treat us to a song for the end of the show. What song are you going to play? This
song is called "Make It Out Alive." It's going to be my new single. It'll be out in about 2 months. So
take it away.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
When you're all alone and there's no one there to hold, all you wanna do is hide. But I was waiting on a call, I hope my words could break your fall, but at least there's a sign you're alive. But when you ever lie down to sleep, no one ever knows, no one ever sees. Maybe keep a light on for me. But nothing lasts forever, nothing here is free. Deep inside your heart there are demons in the dark, and the only way to let them out is cry. But I'm breathing in the sparks in the shadows of your heart, so no one else can make the way inside. But when you ever lie down to sleep, no one ever knows, no one ever sees. Maybe keep a light on for me. But nothing lasts forever, nothing here is free. Cause I'm light.